Steven Crowder's divorce. He's a divorced dad.
I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce. Now, let me say on the outset, to be clear, there is no infidelity, any kind of physical abuse at all on either side. And no, this was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted. It's been the most heartbreaking experience of my life, what I consider to be my deepest personal failure. And just so you know, my opinions on parenting and families have not changed. I've always believed that children need a mom and a dad, that divorce is horrible. And I still believe that children need a mom and a dad and that divorce is horrible. But in today's legal system, my beliefs don't matter. In Texas, divorce is permitted when one party wants it, period. Now, the other issue is, and this is something that I've kept private for likely far too long, many other people knew about this behind the scenes. Some, not all, but some of them in positions of power, influence, leverage, knew of this. They also knew that the safety of my children included keeping it private. So if you're familiar with the idea of extortion, then you know the feeling well.
Steven has a lot going on, I guess is the best way to say it. He has a lot going on, and that should be clear because people don't do stuff like this if there's not a lot going on in their lives. I would like to implore my audience and everybody that isn't paying attention to this situation not to condemn him, but to pray for him. Sometimes people need a prayer. Sometimes people need a scripture. You know, Steven purports to be a Christian. I am unsure at this moment if it is my place to say more than that.
Wow, it's really fucked up that Candace Owens is using Steven Crowder's divorce as a way to like extort him. What I find really weird about this process is that he basically implied in the beginning here that divorce should be considered like illegal in Texas. Let's run that back.
2021, I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce. Now, let me say on the outset, to be clear, there is no infidelity, any kind of physical abuse at all on either side, and no, this was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted.
Oh, yeah, it's just completely permitted in the state of Texas. Like, what the fuck do you mean, dog? You want it to be like, what, enforced at gunpoint? It's so crazy. It's actually fucking insane that, like, he implies that, dude. Like, what the fuck? Oh, no. Math jokes, pentagon, hexagon, octagon. My wife is gone. Oh, no. Oh, no. He expressed frustration that even if only she wanted the divorce, it can still go through. That's actually so fucking gross. Yeah, I mean, he just literally thinks like, oh, the old ball and chain, right? Am I right? As in like literally, I want a ball and chain. Like, why can't I fucking ball and chain my goddamn wife? Pretty funny, yeah. Steven Crowder stating over and over again that he's mad that his wife isn't legally obligated to stay with him is so fucking funny. The whole video seems like it would be on cinema at the cinema bit. Sam Cedars.
I want to say, just for the record, I had nothing to do with this.
Oh,
I've never met the former Mrs. Crowder. That it wasn't like, I don't know if she saw what happened when Steven came on there. Maybe, I would imagine, it's not inconceivable to me that somebody could see their husband run in that way and feel like, you know, this is a sort of a force majeure. The type of, you ever see that movie?
No. Force
majeure, where you see like an essential weakness in your person or a flaw, and you can't get past it.
She got the ick.
I just want to say, that was never my intention. I know people say like, oh, you sent Steven Crowder into the hospital, and that may be true. It might,
you'll take credit for that.
It may have caved. I may have caved his chest. It wasn't my intention. But I would hate to think that I was responsible for
diminishing him in his wife's eyes.
Here is Sam Cedar lying about not being at fault for ruining the marriage of our favorite conservative. Some of our faves have been hurt. Divorce can be a difficult time for many, Hasan. That's funny. Sam is, of course, making a joke about how he destroyed Steven Crowder by simply appearing on the H3H3 broadcast. Glad Crowder clarified several times that the divorce wasn't his kid's fault. Everyone watching was thinking, I bet this is Steven Crowder's kid's fault. Unfortunately, the law doesn't let me force my wife to stay with me. Freak of nature shit. Not even. Because that's what he believes.
My wife. And it also, by the way, makes me that much more appreciative of those who did know about this and in understanding the best interests of my family, my children, kept their word and used discretion. I can't thank you enough. Sincerely, I appreciate it. Won't forget it. It's pretty simple. I loved a woman so much that I married her. A woman who, despite all of this, I still love as the mother of my children. And she wanted something else for her life. That's not my choice. She simply wanted out.
Yeah, I
And the
wonder.
law-
Yeah, I mean, she probably fucking did not like being married, being forced into like a legally binding contract with a dude who has like a lot of confusion about his own sexuality. I would love to hear from her.
says that that's how it works. Now, of course, look, I get it. There are multiple sides to every story, but one thing that is undeniable in this case is that it's no one's fault but my own in that I picked wrong, and that's certainly not the fault of my children. And I will say that what's in the best interest of my children is not internet drama, speculation, certainly not blatant or veiled shakedowns or dragging their father or mother.
Bro, the way he's talking about this fucking marriage is so funny. Like he said, he picked wrong. Like marriage is supposed to be about picking a person with like who will stay with you regardless of how fucking awful you are. Like, okay, how about you like, I don't know, change whatever fucking behaviors that you exhibited that made it so that like your wife didn't want to fucking stay with you even though you had kids.
And I can't be clear on that enough. Or their mother through the mud. And to anyone who tries it, I'm no longer going to pacify, capitulate, or sidestep because I love them a whole lot more than I love you.
Hold on. She just dropped the Boeing fucking... Dude, what the fuck? She going crazy back here. Did you guys see that?
And I will continue to do whatever is necessary to protect my children. Discussing the divorce any further on social media or on this show or in any public space is not what's best for them. I'll be handling this through the proper legal avenues and channels available as a matter of record in which I have more than full confidence. So I'd ask that you understand the need for and respect our privacy in what is obviously a pretty tough time. And I hope that none of this has to go any further than that.
Steven should stay away from children in general. Yeah, even his own, apparently. Are there additional details that I'm not privy to with respect to this? Because, like, the only thing I've seen is, like, Candace Owens chirping about it and then Steven Crowder crying about it. But is there anything else? Like, these guys never stop and wonder why poison so rarely gets used for murder these days. That's actually a really good take. Like, straight up. Yeah, back in the day, you would hear about like mysterious poisonings happening in the household way more. I guess like, yeah, I guess that's like a benefit. I guess divorce court does benefit men in that in that respect. Here's what Candace Owens' claim was, or Candace Owens' response was to Stephen Jebediah Crowder's claims about how she's like utilizing this divorce.
That's it. That's the big scary story. I then went onto my platform and I said, pray for Stephen Crowder, honestly, because that's what he needs. He needs a prayer.
Okay, let's be real. You hit him with a bless your heart. Like, that wasn't a fucking genuine prayer. That was like a fuck you, you fucking piece of shit type beat. Okay? Come on.
And apparently, nobody's answering those prayers right now because he's still acting erratic. He's now upping the ante and suggesting that I extorted him. I will not take that lightly, okay? I am not Hillary Crowder. I am not anybody in his family. I am not going to take somebody going onto his platform and alleging that I either harassed, threatened, or did anything that would put his children at risk. That is very serious stuff that he is saying. And so what I did this morning after this clip was sent to me is I contacted a defamation lawyer, and I am sending Stephen Crowder a cease and desist. And I'm going to demand a full-throated retraction to the idea that Candace Owens threatened him or extorted him, and not that I simply did a little math. 1 + 1 = 2.
Interesting. Stephen Crowder, I'm getting reports that Stephen Crowder tweeted this while they were in the process of divorce. Very interesting that he tweeted this during the divorce proceedings.
Crazy man doing these sorts of things to his friends obviously means that something is going on personally. Honestly, this time I'm not even going to suggest that anybody should pray for him. I am so deeply troubled by the idea.
Oh no, he said this as well. This is how right-wingers fight. Meanwhile, leftists say shit like you have abandoned the cause of the people and we'll be the first up on the wall when our time comes. Yeah, because leftists are fucking weirdo LARPers who fantasize about a future that never existed. Meanwhile, right-wingers have all the power and don't even know what to do with it. My wife, unfortunately, is legally allowed to leave the mug club at any time. Oh my God, that's devastating. My wife is leaving me. Change her mind. Oh my God. I just wish women understood how much men love them and want them to be the women they were designed to be. Oh, that one. Oh, brother, that one's bad. Oh, that's going on the thread. Teardrops on my guitar ass tweets. Yeah. He has tweeted a lot about divorce, dog. He's tweeted a lot about feminism and divorce in general and like women's unhappiness. But I guess that kind of makes sense because like Stephen Crowder is, you know, personally responsible for at least one woman that we know of being deeply unhappy. Oh, yeah. He's about to change his fucking Twitter profile. How was it possible that he was trying to sub his ex-wife, Lamau, the mother of his kids, on Maine, like a 13-year-old breaking up with a 5-month relationship? I mean, he very obviously put it all out there. By the way, thank you for that, Steven. I don't know why you did that, but you could have just been like, yeah, I'm going through divorce. Everyone suck my dick. Shut the fuck up. It happens to more than 50% of people that get married. Amazingly transparent about his divorce dad rage. If men have no say on abortion, women have no say on child support and alimony. Fair compromise? Look at all these fucking like Twitter blue recipients, by the way. Oh my God. Every fucking top reply is like littered with some of the worst freaks. I swear to God. They're all like, yeah, this is true, Steven. They ain't gonna like that, cuz. Like, oh my fucking God. Shut up. Hasan, you have a blue check mark. Yeah, I fucking hate it. Oh no. Look at this one. Oh no, dude. Steven Crowder was like basically masking his personal feelings about his like ongoing divorce while like cutting it like commentary. You know what I mean? Like he was just like literally just, this was like, Deborah, please watch this. Deborah, I hope you're fucking listening. If you thought the Steven Crowder story could get any stranger, Candace Owens reveals that he was dropping into her Instagram replies, "There's something about me you're hyper-focused on." She's now inviting his ex-wife to come on her show and set the record straight. No fucking what?
With the idea of extortion, then you know the feeling well.
Did he say that in the convo? Did I miss that part when I was outside trying to get this little one to take a poopy? Oh my fucking God, that would be so sick. This would be the only good thing that Candace Owens has ever done. Holy shit, dude.
Now, some of these threats were so thinly veiled that I'm frankly surprised you didn't all guess immediately.
Things should be said, or maybe if I feel that the public has a right to understand certain circumstances.
Oh, my children have a right to privacy.
He even sent me a retrospectively very flirty message thereafter on Instagram about how nice I looked on election night, even though I didn't respond to it. I found Hillary Crowder's Instagram account, and I looked to see, and it turned out that she didn't follow Steven Crowder, and that Steven Crowder didn't follow her. He didn't follow anybody in her family, and she wasn't following anybody in his family. That was my aha moment. Clearly, there were some.
Oh my God, this is literally how like stans behave, by the way. She did the fucking psychotic Redditor technique. I am certainly not looking at Hillary Crowder's Instagram account right now to get a better assessment of what this person looks like. Or, you know what's really interesting about this? She just seems like a normal ass fucking Michigan lady. She also still follows Jordan Peterson. Curious. Yeah, she's like, Prager you. She follows Yeonmi Park. What the fuck? Let's continue.
Some sort of a separation. Now, I will not take that lightly, okay? I am not Hillary Crowder. I am not anybody in his family. I am not going to take somebody going onto his platform and alleging that I either harassed, threatened, or did anything that would put his children at risk. That is very serious stuff that he is saying. And so what I did this morning after this clip was sent to me is I contacted a defamation lawyer, and I am sending Steven Crowder a cease and desist. And I'm going to demand a full-throated retraction to the idea that Candace Owens threatened him or extorted him. And not, it seems to me, Steven, that you really, for whatever reason, want to insert me into this narrative. Like there is just something about me that you are hyper-focused on. And so I want to help you a bit.
She's such a scumbag, but like in this situation, she's fighting against another scumbag. So it's awesome. Yeah, let him fight.
Really, I want to help your wife because you essentially just used your platform. Millions of people have access to your platform. She doesn't have the same, to insult her. You picked the wrong woman, okay? So here's what I would like to do. I would like to invite Hillary Crowder onto my platform because she doesn't have one and because her ex-husband apparently just used his to insult her, to say that he picked the wrong woman. I find that to be really despicable. So Hillary Crowder, if you are watching, you are more than welcome to come on my show and to talk about what's actually going on.
Wow, it's perfect. Let them fight. Let them eat each other alive. Interesting old interview where Crowder debates Amy Schumer about the state of modern day marriages. Yeah, I mean, I remember this where like everyone made fun of him for being abstinent only before marriage. And he was like, it doesn't matter. I'm actually quite proud of it.
When do you stop? When do you stop with the abstinence? How will you know it's time?
This is such a freak ass show, and I'm glad it existed because this is the show where Nick Mullen, famous producer of a center left podcast, The Adam Friedland Show, he was on with like John fucking Bolton.
Well, once you have a ring on your finger, obviously. The only way to know for sure is once you're married. And of course, people know I'm a Christian. This column is not at all pushing faith in anybody. It's just talking about the actual benefits. If you really want to argue for abstinence, you can stop the argument and be abstinent, don't get sick and die.
Yeah.
But, I can say from personal experience that it does build a bond of trust. Constantly you hear women, how often do you hear, well, don't you trust me? It's like, no, you slept with me on the first date. So, of course, I don't trust you.
It's that old thing, like I wouldn't join a club.
Yeah, okay, dude. Wait,
let me
is
into
that
that
Michael
club.
Knowles?
Right.
I thought it was Michael Knowles for a second, like looking like Abed.
Amy, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yes, but also, if I sleep with a guy on the first date, usually if a guy holds my hand, he's going to wind up. So here's the thing. I don't think that women should use sex as a bargaining.
Dude, Steven Crowder is such a bad comic that like he literally makes Amy Schumer look good. Like think about that. I know everyone is immediately rushing to be like, oh, cringe, whatever. But like she's actually funny in this because she's next to motherfucking Steven Crowder, dude.
Chip, and a lot of them do. If I want to sleep with someone, I do it. And I am a monogamous slut. Can I say that on air?
Yeah, I think you can.
Great.
That's not what we're worried about.
But what I'm saying is, I have a higher risk of disease. I also have a much higher risk of fun.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to prove my point by saying that, you don't think it should be used as a bargaining tool.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, it's just the kind of point of the column is that abstinence is the one taboo issue regarding sex. I mean, it's like, oh, be a dirty stand-up comic. You're cracking new ground there, Copernicus. But once you talk about abstinence,
Cracking new ground there, Copernicus. Oh my God. Can't believe you're talking about fucking before marriage. Wow, you really are using new material here. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you saying right now? What the absolute fuck are you saying? He thinks it's like, oh man, I'm doing riveting comedy by advocating for abstinence before marriage. Yeah, everybody knows these like unfuckable losers are the most funny.
everyone all of a sudden, they put you, like, right now, we have to talk about it. Because who is this kid who's talking about abstinence who,
Well, it's who's this kid who's, 23. You don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. So to talk about it with such authority and arrogance.
I don't know who I'm going to be what?
You don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. You're going to be into really weird things in about a decade.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Oh my God. I don't know if it was Copernicus or not, but she did fucking predict the goddamn future right there. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. Amy, the prophet, dude. Yeah, not Copernicus, Nostradamus, dude.
I have no doubt. Yeah.
Trust me. And the thing is, it doesn't.
But I
there
really
should be
do
no.
want to do. There's
But
nothing
there
wrong
should
with
be
that.
no confidence. You slip by the dirty comedian thing. But honestly, you call yourself a comedian, but you don't do it that much. Like I go fishing a couple times a year, but I don't introduce myself on TV as a fisherman. Wow.
Ooh, what the fuck? Yo, I forgot about this. Oh my God. She's cooking him so fucking hard. She just rolled and smoked him, dude. What the fuck?
Well, it's not really personal for a concept about abstinence. I'm saying the
but
whole
what I'm
point
saying
is
is
that
there's
someone
no
can get up on
way.
stage, we even talk about it in the column, and talk about anything dirty that they want. But the second you mention abstinence, people, they pucker with discomfort, like, oh no, we can't talk about this, and you're vilified as
It's just
judgmental.
not
Statistically, it's the healthiest thing to do. It is conducive towards a better marriage by a 25% spread.
This is the funniest part about it is that like, dude, you're not doing comedy at this point. Like you're just trying to like nerdily advocate, like you're trying to debate Lord not having sex. Like statistically speaking, abstinence is actually the most safe thing to do. It's like, yeah, also not leaving your house, statistically speaking, is more safe than like driving to places. But that doesn't stop you from driving to places because otherwise you would be an unfuckable person exclusively around just yourself, which would be unbearable.
Right, both physically.
It only takes that one person, though, and there's no contract that the person's not going to cheat on you because they're abstinent. She could
There is
fall
no
in love
contract.
with somebody
Well,
else.
actually, there is a contract. That's what a
She
marriage
could
is.
fall.
It's a contract.
It's a contract.
Oh my God. It is a contract. You can't divorce me if I get married. Oh my God.
That more than 60% of people break.
No, actually, that's not true. Actually, if you even look at the new U.S. Census Bureau statistics, more than 70% of first-time marriages last.
Okay, but
Oh my God.
then the guy goes off and sleeps with a young boy.
Well,
Good, you guys.
Oh. We need like the Zoomer like bruh sound. You know what I mean? The dush, bruh.